Train of thought.
What does the swamp represent to you?
Oh, okay, that's something I can really go into depth about. So for me, the swamp started off as something that I didn't even really like specifically know exactly what I was talking about. But to me, the swamp, we're talking about Drain the Swamp, like the first project where I mention the swamp. That's me referring to, and that's why on the cover of that I'm on the stage. There's like all the people that I knew and was close to in the underground, in the audience at that time. You know, our little bubble of the underground. Drain the Swamp was like me and all these people. You know, we all are like, you know, this is like our little community, and from here, by preaching to these people, I want to like change everything. You know, Drain the Swamp is like me being like, yeah, let's like fix what's going on. And it's a play on like Donald Trump's Drain the Swamp.
Yeah.
But that's why it's like used ironically. It's like used like it's taking that phrase and like it becomes something good. After that, it kind of deviated from that origin a little bit more. You know, at first it was like Drain the Swamp of like whack ass rappers and people that are just like bullshit and just all these like stupid stale ideas I don't like. It like became with Swamp Drained something more about like, oh, like I've kind of like drained the swamp within myself. And that's like where the swamp came to represent just a buildup of negativity. Like when you allow your perspective on something or like your negative emotions on things to like build up, and it's like black goop clogging like your brain's function. And that's why Swamp Drain on the cover, I'm just like hanging out in the park and it's just sunny and nice because it's like at that point in my life I felt like I had finally like let go of something. And swamp, and the reason why on the cover of that Darkie's like up to his nose in black liquid is because between Swamp Drained and that project, that's when I like really had a huge rise. So at that point,
Definitely.
I wanted to just kind of address that, like, hey, just because like someone's okay and overcome something doesn't mean like bad things can't happen again, or doesn't mean that like things can't get overwhelming again, or that or someone has so many ideas it's like they can't think. That's like what swamp is meant to represent at that point. It's just like artist types, but people in general can all relate to feeling overwhelmed or feeling like it's just too much, like the world is just too much. And that's like what the swamp is. And there's a video for Swamp that hasn't even released yet. I think I'm gonna fucking get around to finishing it before the end of this year, or by the end of this year.
Maybe.
I wanna drop it to like close that era, to end that era fully.
Your videos are fucking nuts.
Thank you.
What goes into
Yeah.
what?
But let me finish. Let me finish real quick.
Okay, gotcha.
The video for Swamp at the beginning, just to finish off on what the swamp represents, it's a bunch of darkies running through a factory that's flooding, and there's alarms going off saying like at the beginning of the album, like Mayday, the swamp is overflowing, and they're all running like trying to get out of the factory, and that factory is meant to represent just all the little dudes in my brain running around, and they're like panicking because it's like getting too much. So like that's what the swamp is meant to represent.